Okay, this dive officially had everything. Squid, turtles, topless free divers, and iguanas. And sadly, welcome to our last actual diving day, though we do get to play around tomorrow and explore the island. So this morning, once Blondie wakes up and drinks like 4 cups of coffee, she's starting to hit it hard. The unfortunate thing is it's really bad coffee. Like, I like this place, but the coffee, I'm drinking instant, it's that bad. So she's gonna have 4 or 5 of those, and then she'll be able to face the morning. And then we will drive out to Carpata and see how much trouble we can get into. And we are having the morning hoggle slog in while we wait for Jen's parrot friend to show up. And we are slowly getting going. Okay, I'm really sad. She's really happy because it's our last day of diving.
It's gonna be the best day of the trip.
When I was in school, I was always happy on Saturday because that's when you're free, and then Sunday was always overhung with the specter of having to return to school, which was horrible. We had the one day where it rained kind of constantly, which was a bit of a bummer because it messed up the water quality and it was a little colder getting out and all that. Every other day has been kind of like what we remember last time, where it's mixed rainstorms and sun. I will say that my enduring memory of this trip is going to be some of the dives going in, getting ready, or coming out in the rain. Especially that one with the catamaran that I set to the Taters Tuesday epic score coming up.
Not our night dive at Salt Pier coming up in the rain?
Yeah, that I don't have video of, so I don't remember it at all. So a lot of these sites are cliffs, so you can't get down to them, and so the boats do run up here, unless you're cool people like us, and we just start at one dive site and swim down for like 40 minutes. So as near as we can tell, because it's hard underwater, we've been covering 2 dive sites and change when we start. Dive sites are kind of arbitrary because it's just one long reef, but yeah. Okay, and because this is all one way, Jen decided it is leg day first. And we are doing 1,000 steps first, and then Karpata. Karpata is steps, but it is shorter steps. Last time we literally talked to people that were chartering boats to go here because they were terrified of the stairs. Oh, it's not the buddies, Jen. It's the friends. From the beach check. See, I like this direction better than the down. That was a nice dive. No squid or anything. We did have a turtle that I was able to get rather close to, and just nice conditions. Also, it rained on us really hard, which I always appreciate. I love that look of the rain hitting the surface. Oh. Your air's turned on, right, Jen? Yeah. Just checking. Seems like it's that sort of dive. Oh, paranoid. It's not unusual to see snorkelers up above us when we're close to the beach. While we were swimming around in the shallows looking at turtles, this lady appeared and stood out because she started flailing around kind of oddly. It took me a second or two to realize she wasn't wearing a bikini top. Apparently this was the lady with the odd head coverings who had entered the water right behind us, and she had stripped off her top for some extra freedom. As I mentioned before, Jen doesn't really like the shallows since the waves mess up her ears. So when I caught sight of a lone squid up there, I had to be careful following it without losing Jen. But when I started to slowly kick over towards it, it actually led me to a bigger group of them. At this point, we were back to the general vicinity of where we'd entered the water, as I could see a number of snorkelers swimming around, in addition to our topless friend. But conditions were so good, I decided to turn us back around and see how far we could stretch our tanks. Turns out the answer is 100 minutes. Sometimes when diving, particularly later on a long trip like this, things can get a little samey and you're occasionally watching the clock waiting until you can surface. And then there are dives like this or Melissa's Garden off in Raja, where I basically wish it would never end. Eventually, though, we were under 500 psi and it was time to hit the surface. Okay, this dive officially had everything. Squid, turtles, topless freedivers, and iguanas. We were having so much fun on that one. I stayed down in the shallows because we were playing with the squid and everything, and we actually hit 100 minutes, which isn't bad for like a 80 cylinder tank. So I think this might actually be my favorite dive site out here. I mean, Salt Pier is cool. The visuals down south are neat, but it seems like we are always seeing cool stuff here. The squid, I've been hoping to run into squid again for a while. We had like a whole like tang patrol going on for a while. We saw more turtles than anything else other than Turtle City. I actually think we might have seen more turtles here than we did at Turtle City because they were sleeping, they were moving. Early on in the dive, I was seeing them up above. We came across a bunch of them sleeping down in the rocks. The only bummer is I got a little distracted when I was filming some squid up close, and I think I may have bumped some filar coral, which would be really unfortunate because that tends to hurt for quite a while. This is our new favorite way to drive back from this area, just because it is really pretty. All the flamingos appear to be on lunch break. The urges to pee do not require water on the skin. Oh. And there we go, recording things that make total sense in context that seem a little weird with no context. Look like we're getting ready to emerge. Taters has so much love. Sadly, she has no carrots to go with the love. If you had some carrots to go with the love, it would be completely different. On the plus side, I guess if he chomps your fingers off, we'll have it on video. I don't know, they look like they're ready to mug you. You should have brought that apple. Poor taters. Love, but no pets. Look, they're following you. I am pretty sure that is the longest dive that Jen and I have ever done. Normally my long dives are solo off the beach in Orange County, but it's cold water, so I can only do so much. But yeah, we didn't come up for 100 minutes. Granted, part of that is because we were able to stay really shallow with all the squids and everything. Stay deep. There's just no way I'd be able to last that long on an 80. So we were just watching footage from the last dive, and Jen realized that she has what we call resting brunch face or resting banana face, because the real name is too mean. And so she got all salty, and so the decision is we're going to do Salt Pier / Salt City. See that?
Nice transition.
Oh yeah. But totally, she was like, oh, the look on my face. I look all angry, and I'm like, oh.
So just need to smile all the time, which usually around that happens naturally.
So this is the big landmark because that is the sexiest legal logo in Bonaire. So Legal titty ice cream is what Blondie calls it. After much debate, we decided that we'd had the best luck down south at Salt Pier, so we were going to go do a double dive there to finish things off. First one in daylight, and then one last night dive. Oh, should we buddy up or buddy dive?
And they didn't.
I think we have found a turtle pretty much every time we have been swimming in or out at this dive site. This guy was just going to town eating some grass sticking out of the sand. Jen was highly entertained watching him clear the loose sand off of the bits so he could bite him. If it seems like I spend a lot of time filming these little Toby fish, which are very common, it's just because Jen finds them adorable. There is apparently a second reef down in the deep past Salt Pier. We did stray out above the sand a bit, but we mostly just wanted to get that feeling of hanging out in the air in a giant space. It's actually unusual to find these giant eels out and about hunting during the day. Normally it's something we're more likely to see at night. This is actually a tiny little octopus that Jen was super proud at having found. Unfortunately, he was really hard to capture on camera. Unfortunately, since it was around sunset and we had some clouds in the area, we didn't get that spectacular lighting that made this dive so special in the past. We'd been fine in the water, but once we got out, the lack of sunshine combined with the wind made it uncomfortably chilly, so we ended up stripping out of our wetsuits and idling the truck a bit so we could run the heater. Still, we were determined to do one last night dive, so we suited back up, swam out, and dropped down underwater. One last time. In typical fashion, the coolest thing about this dive was just the ambiance of being out there and seeing the pylons in kind of the dim moonlight and the light from one of the central structures. And unfortunately, very little of that comes across on camera. Sadly, we are done diving. after a mere like 5 hours underwater today. So we were at Blenny's, we cooked dinner, well Blondie cooked dinner, and then we had to come out here because we were out of ice cream, so we had to fix that. It is a nice vibe, even if the ice cream portions are a little small. So last night, Blondie stayed up half the night murdering mosquitoes and not sleeping. I don't think that's happening tonight because she has been delirious for quite a while. You wouldn't believe the donkey-related thing she was laughing about as we were kicking out to the dive site. What? Oh, look at those looks. She's not actually drunk. She's weaving like that, but she had a Pellegrino and some ice cream.
And a lot of nitrogen.
So much nitrogen. We may have OD'd on nitrogen.
Today was an excellent finale to our 6 days of diving, and we are rather beat. So tomorrow we're going to be taking a little bit easier, sleeping in a little bit more perhaps, and then exploring the land of the island, going into the Washington Slagby National Park, and hiking up Mount Brandaris, which is the high point of the island. We'll also have a chance to let our gear dry off as much as possible before we pack it up and get ready to load it all on a plane.
Boo! One more week. One more week.
Aww. Home sweet home for the night.
Taters is currently on a murder spree, stalking through the apartment. I didn't even notice the mosquitoes last night. I was asleep and I was out. Jen was apparently out here just murdering half the night. It's easier in a tent. They're trapped in there with you, so you can just murder them against the mesh.